Los Angeles Chargers are close, and as we head into the draft, I think they honestly only need a couple of positions, obviously like wide receiver, right tackle, please, corner as well. But I feel like, as it pertains right now, the biggest need in my mind really is right tackle. Like, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but Storm Norton, man, I just remember him playing for the Vikings, and I mean, to have him as your starting right tackle, they really need to button up that right side. Like, no offense to Storm Norton, I think he could be a great backup in this league, but I don't think he's a starter. And I think if the Chargers want to seriously put themselves in the best spot to be successful, you got to button up that right side. I think moving forward, your offensive line is actually very good when you consider all of the different things that the Chargers have been able to do, and I think. Even like Rashawn Slater with one pick last year, that left side was completely shored up. You got, other than that, Corey Linsley at center. You got Brendan Jameis at guard. Also Matt Faalele. So I like how the rest of this offensive line looks. Storm Norton, I mean, it just wasn't it. No offense, but I think at the end of the day, if you want to really button up this right side, we're talking about two tackles in Rashawn Slater in that right tackle for years to come. Button up both sides. Justin Herbert won't have to worry about it for the rest of his career, hopefully, or something to that effect. But I think there are three right tackle prospects that the Chargers need to target in the draft, whether it's in the first, if they trade down in the first, go down from like 17 to 25 and get Penning, or, we just gave up our first one. But anyway, there's a lot of different options that can go about doing this, but I think overall there's three guys that could come in and start right away and do something special for the Chargers. And our first guy, we just mentioned him, Trevor Penning. Now, Trevor Penning was a guy that mainly played left tackle snaps coming out of Northern Iowa. But I do think it is worth noting. I mean, the guy had a 97.3 PFF grade. I know it was against lower competition, but I mean, and that was mostly a left tackle. But if you saw him at the Senior Bowl, this man can play left tackle. He can play right tackle. I think right tackle is more of his fit in the NFL. Now, he's athletic enough to be a very good left tackle. I think he can be a franchise guy on the right side, and I think he could be a really good player. I think he had only allowed one sack and 4 quarterback hits last year. Also had allowed 6 hurries. We're talking out of over 430 snaps. That's very good. So and he's also good in the run game, and he played some guard at the Senior Bowl too. So you really like what you're seeing from Trevor Penning, a guy that's just nasty. He's going to really set the tone for you on the offensive line. Him and Rashawn Slater, oh boy, that offensive line is good to go, or at least the tackles are for a long time, and man, that's exciting. I think that he really needs to be their number one target. I know that there's going to be guys like Andrew Booth Jr. that could be there. I know there's probably Elam, a wide receiver that you might want to take. Fine, I get it. But this is, I think, option numero uno. You really need to take a serious look at in Trevor Penning and being able to button up that right side, because I do think he is going to be a difference maker and help them out in the long run. Right tackle prospect number 2, I think, is Abram Lucas. Now, Abram Lucas is that, probably in the second round, 50s to 60 type range type guy. That's probably where he's going to go. But I honestly think, based on what I saw, I mean, there's arguments he could be in the first round. He's probably not going to go there. He's most definitely not going to go there. But there's a lot of things I like from him. If you watched his tape on the Senior Bowl and you watched his tape, just any amount of tape from him and playing in college, I really liked what I saw. We're talking about a guy that's 6'6", 315, had a 78.6 PFF grade last year in college, had no sacks, had 1 quarterback hurry and 1 hit and 8 total hurries, So, I'm really excited to see what we could get out of a guy by Abram Lucas. I think he could do a lot of good things for you. He's got the size, and if you watched him, he looks comfortable in that right tackle spot. I think that's his most natural position, and I mean, he played I think it was 8 snaps of right guard, but keep this man at right tackle. I think he can do a lot of good different things for you. And again, this is a case of a guy, you got your tier guys. You got your 1A in Penning, 1B in Lucas, and then obviously 1C, which the player we'll get to in a second. But I really like Abram Lucas. I think he's a guy that, you would be just fine with drafting in the second round or trading down and being able to get back into the second. I think that's definitely an option for the Chargers, because I think Abram Lucas is that guy that could start for you long term and really button up that right side for you, and I think it's a really good move. Right tackle numero 3, Daniel Faalele. Now, Daniel Faalele is one of those guys that is just a mountain. He's a literal mountain at 6'8", 384 pounds. And the fact that this man, is he's obviously that big, but also he's just a mountain to get around. If you watched him at the Senior Bowl, you know, obviously I would probably like to see him lose a little bit of weight, but he's not going to get pushed around. You would like to see a little bit more athleticism, but I mean, he's 380 pounds. Give the man a break. I do think that, you know, he's one of those guys that you just, you know, maybe if he drops a little bit of weight, fine, but he's going to be tough to get around no matter what, because he's got the athleticism right now to be able to do some big things. Had an 82.3 PFF grade last year out of a total of 300 passing snaps, only allowed 1 sack, 2 hits, and 5 hurries. So, you know, all according to PFF, by the way. So I'm really excited for a guy like Daniel Faalele. I think he's a really late value guy. You talk about guys that go in the 3rd, that go in the 4th round. I doubt he falls into the 4th. I think he most likely goes into the 3rd. But Daniel Faalele is that guy that I think you can start right away day one as well. I think those are, you know, he runs out these guys that you immediately look at. Now, there's obviously other guys in this draft that obviously you can go ahead and draft in the later rounds as well. But I think, you know, you just, if you really want to make sure that you are competing right now, you've already shored up that defense in a lot of good different ways, and I'm really excited about that. But I think, honestly, what it does come down to is who's going to start right away on the right side. You know, you can tell me guys like Kellen Dice and all that, fine. But overall, those are the 3 guys that I think immediately would make the Chargers a lot better. But that's it. Let us know what you guys think about our top 3 right tackle draft prospects for the Los Angeles Chargers. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome. We love every single one of you. In the description down below, you'll find all of our social media platforms, so give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about our top 3 right tackle draft prospects for the Los Angeles Chargers.